Hey guys, my name is David Nyave. Welcome to 3L Studios. The video series that we're going to start after our long awaited pause is very meaningful because your comments helped create this video. Now, the title of the series is going to be The Burning Bush, A Call to Purpose. Have you found yourself in the last few years just either feeling stagnant, or maybe you found yourself in a new situation in life where you just feel like you're ready? But the people that I come in contact with probably feel like I did most of the time, or maybe now at times, where you just feel like everything's just been slow, been stagnant. Now, we have a very interesting character that we're going to be focusing on, but a very interesting scene that many times we read over and we know the story, we overlook it, we might just glance through it. We know the scene just by the title, The Burning Bush. When you think about Moses, you think about Egypt, you think about the plagues, you think about the commandments given at the mountain. You have these big, large stories. But many times we read through the burning bush story and it's so quick and so short, but yet it's so powerful because of the way it happens. Now, to give you a little intro, a little summary of Moses, to pack it into these video series, which we're going to do a total of 5 videos, it's very important that we give you a backstory and where we're at. So we know that Moses was born and his mom kept him and knew that there was something about this little boy that was different. She knew that there was something about him that was going to be very important. As you guys know, the Israelites were in Egypt for over 400 years, and many of them had forgotten their message that one day they would be rescued. Have you found yourself in a situation when you know that there's an end, but you just feel like maybe that end is never going to come, or you lose hope? And that was Moses' story. Now, what's interesting about Moses is that he grew up in Egypt with the Pharaoh, but his mom was able to raise him. And I encourage you guys to go read in Exodus about that. His mom was able to raise him, so we know for a fact that she instructed him in the path of God. So even though Moses was being raised in Egypt with all the different gods, all that different lifestyle, Moses still had that teaching from his mom. Now, we get to a point in Moses where he grows up. He understands that there's something about him that is different. It's not like he's walking, just going through life and not knowing God, not knowing his purpose, but he built his own purpose. We arrive at this point in the story in Exodus where he's a little bit older, probably around 30s, 40s, he's still young, where he comes in contact with this Egyptian soldier. And we know he kills him. Then he buries him. He uses his strength. He uses his abilities, his skills. We know that he was trained in Egypt. We know that he was a very good military leader. So he uses his skills. But what's interesting is he hides the body, and he knows that what's about to happen is not a good thing. But he goes on, and then he comes in contact. And I want you guys to stop right here. He comes in contact with these two Israelites that are fighting, and he tells them to stop. We notice that Moses has this tendency to want to take care of the situation or want to just be a peacemaker. He tells them to stop, and they recognize who he is, and they call him out and say, "Hey, are you also going to kill us?" But then they say something so interesting in Exodus 2:14. They say, "Who made you ruler, judge over us?" In a way, they're foretelling what Moses is going to do. But at that moment, Moses freaks out. He doesn't know what to do. So he does what most of us tend to do. He does what it's easier. He runs away. He knows that Pharaoh's trying to kill him. So he runs away. He runs to Midian. What's interesting that happens there is that Midian is a very calm environment, very peaceful. We know that he has a family there. He has a kid. His father-in-law is a priest in Midian, and he becomes a shepherd. And this is where things get interesting, because we know as time goes by, Moses gets older. We don't know exactly how much time happens when the burning bush scene, but we know it's been a while. He's an older man. I don't know if Moses was losing hope of what his calling was, Or if he said, maybe my purpose was to live out my life here and just die, a very calm, peaceful life. What's interesting is Moses has a family, wife. His father-in-law appears to be somewhat wealthy, and he's in charge of that. So potentially he can just live out his life in peace, what you would say, very calm life. And that's when God comes to him. You ever think about that? At the moment of peace and calm, where he might just be going through life, nothing wrong, that's when God comes to truly fulfill his purpose. If you find yourself in a moment where you're just going through the motions, you're just going, trying to say, hey, what's next? What's next? Stay with us in this series. If we can do what Moses did, then we would find our call to purpose from God. Many of us create our own purpose and we just feel like we're just stuck. So again, in Exodus 3 is where we're going to be focusing on this series. Stay with us as we continue to bring out each video. You will see that Moses follows a path that if we try to imitate a little bit, maybe we can have that true calling from God. But again, let's be reminded that Moses had a lot of up and downs before he got that call. So if you find yourself in that situation, if you find yourself just feeling like something is missing, like that calling is missing, then stay tuned for the next videos. Hey guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, comment and like the video. It helps our channel out and also helps get more content out to you guys. Once again, thank you.